we'll just let them both make some opening comments, and then we will open it up for questions. So, Brandon, I know you're in Oxnard. How's training camp going, and are you looking forward to seeing Mike Alvarado again next week?
What up? By the way, yes, training camp's been going great. I feel really great. I'm very hyped up against meeting another warrior in the ring as myself. So we're gonna give the fans what they want. Another fight and another great show, and I'm ready. I couldn't complain even more.
That sounds terrific. Mike, we got some great weather out here in Denver for your training camp. I know there have been a few changes that we noted in the Denver Post yesterday. Can you tell us a little about the changes in your camp and how camp is going?
Camp's going great. Everything's going on schedule. Training out here at home. Everything's going good. Like Brandon said, it's going to be another great show for the people. It's going to be a good show for everyone. So I'm just glad to have this opportunity to get again to fight. So everything's going great. Everything's on schedule.
Terrific. Just a reminder, we also have Cameron Duncan, Robert Garcia, and Henry Delgado on the call if you have any questions for them. Alma, I know we have a lot of media in queue, so why don't we just turn it over to them to ask some questions, please.
Yes, sir. Ladies and gentlemen, at this time, if there's any questions you would like to ask, please press the number 1 key on your phone. Again, if you have any questions, please press the number 1 key on your phone. Our first question is from Dan Raphael with ESPN. Go ahead, Dan.
Thank you very much. Hey, guys, how are you today?
Pretty good.
Good. Glad to hear that. Brandon and Mike, I'd like to hear from both of you about this. And maybe we'll give Brandon the first crack at this. Brandon, it was a great fight the first time. I know you got the victory. Everybody enjoyed watching that fight. And I wonder from your standpoint, do you think the rematch at this point, that everybody wants to see it, sure, but do you think it's too soon to be doing it again? Right away.
It's never too soon to do it again. You know, like I said, we're warriors. And if you're a warrior, you're going to want to fight again and again and again. So it's never too soon. And the first fight was great. I feel great, and I'm just ready for another. I'm ready for another battle. You know what I mean? I'm just ready to do it again. This is what I live for. This is what I love to do. So why wait? It's never too soon.
Okay, Mike. What are your thoughts about that? I know you'd like to avenge the defeat in the first fight, but do you feel the same way as Brandon that it's not?
I agree with Brandon. I mean, I'm glad I get to redeem myself right away. I wouldn't want to wait any longer to redeem from the first fight. This is a fight that everybody's going to want to see again. So, I mean, why not? It's here now, so we're ready to do it.
I'd like to ask Bob his take on that also, because, Bob, you've been a guy that has done lots of rematches, but most of the time you've shied away from doing them immediately. And I think about, Barrera, Morales, those types of fights. What are your thoughts about putting these guys right back in so soon after the first fight?
Well, I usually don't like to do immediate rematches, but this first fight was really so great. And, there was a demand for it to be done, and the people at HBO came up with a financial package that was very, very appealing to both fighters. Both fighters are getting considerably more than they got the first time. It's the exception that proves the rule.
Okay, very good. Thank you, Bob. Brandon and Mike, appreciate it. I'll see you guys next week. Good luck in the fight.
Thank you.
Good, thank you.
Our next question is from Robert Morales with LA Daily News. Go ahead, Robert.
Thank you. Mike, I was wondering, when you went into that first fight, did you have any idea that it was going to turn into that kind of a war?
I knew it was gonna. Everybody has a game plan so they get in there to the fight, establishes itself. But I knew it was gonna turn into that kind of fight. I mean, I just prepared to fight a war, and that's what happened. We fought a war. We stood right in front of each other and we exchanged. So that's the kind of fight it ended up being.
Right. Since you're the one, I'm just curious now, when in a rematch like this, of course, everybody would like to see the same kind of fight because it was such a great fight. But since you're the one that came out on the short end, do you expect to do something that might make it less of a war this time so it might give you a better chance to win?
can always try to train differently and try to change things up, but I mean, I think our style is just the way we approach the ring, we approach the fight, every fight. I think it's automatically gonna turn into that kind of fight. I mean, that's just the type of styles we have. We're both warriors, and we just want to fight. And whoever comes out on top. I mean, I think that's just the way the fight's gonna go.
Gotcha. All right, thanks, man. I appreciate it. Good luck to both you guys.
Yeah, thank you.
Our next question is from Briggs Seekins with the Bleacher Report. Go ahead, Briggs.
Yeah, hi. This question's I'd like to get thought from both fighters. I got a chance to talk to both you guys in the last couple of days, and hearing you both now on the phone, it seems like in a lot of ways you guys are a little bit of a similar kind of personality. There's not any belligerence or angeriness or anger in you guys. You just really want to fight. You like to fight. You understand how the fans appreciate it. I'm wondering, for the two of you, do you see a little bit of yourself across the ring when you fight a guy like this?
Well, what do you mean see ourselves?
Well, it's another guy that fights like you, that approaches.
Alvarado is Mike Alvarado. Brandon Rios is Brandon Rios. We have the same type of style. We both can go fight each other, and we're just going to get the job done we know how to do. We can change it up in the gym. We can try to box, we try to do that, but once the bell rings and we both get hit, we go back to doing what we know what to do best, is that's to fight. And so that's the warrior mentality that comes out of us all the time. So Mike Alvarado is Mike Alvarado, Brandon Rios is Brandon Rios, and we just going to give the fans what they want. We're going to give a good show.
That's true. It's going to be on us to make that adjustment. I mean, once we get in that ring, we could train the way we want in the gym, like you said, but once we get in that ring, it's on one of us to make those adjustments in that ring and not just give in like we did. But you never know. I mean, one way to find out is just tune in on the 30th. We're going at it again, so we'll see what happens.
Our next question is from Lynn Satterfield with The Ring. Go ahead.
Hey, guys. How are both of you?
Hi. Oh, what's up?
Hey. Okay, Brandon, my first question is for you. After the Abril fight, you had said all along that moving up the weight would benefit.
You had to bring us some old shit, huh?
Say what?
I said, you had to bring us some old shit.
Well, I wanted to address the fact that you had said all along that you would be stronger, that the move up in weight would benefit you even while you were being perceived as the smaller fighter moving up against Alvarado, and that he was going to perceived to be the harder puncher. Can you address that and how what you thought all along came to fruition?
Well, when I just grew out of the lightweight division. I couldn't make the weight no more. 135 was just hard to make. I was a big 135 all this time, and it caught up to me, so I just couldn't make it. So I knew not have to struggle to lose the last 5 pounds, it would benefit me more, and I feel strong at a new weight class. So that's what happened. I just felt strong, and I didn't have to struggle so much.
When you were actually in the ring with Mike, did you feel stronger than Mike? And also, do you feel you're even stronger now entering this second fight?
I'm strong no matter what. I come to fight. I come to bring it. I have power at 135. It follows me up to 140. The difference is now, like I said, is that I don't have to struggle to make those last 5 pounds. And I don't have to dehydrate myself as much as I was doing. So I feel very strong, and the power's going to be there, and I think it's going to be a little more now this time.
You think the fight is going to go as long as it did the last time?
The way it's been going, I'm pretty sure he feels the same way. I feel the same way. I'm going for a knockout. I'm pretty sure he feels the same way too. So I'm gunning for a knockout because that's the way I feel right now.
Mike, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here.
Mike, not to take anything away from Brandon's performance, but was there anything about his power, his durability that surprised you? Or was he everything that you thought he would be?
Yeah, I mean, he's a warrior. He came, he brought what he had. I mean, he's strong. Brandon's strong. I don't underestimate him at all. I mean, he knows what he has. I was in there already once before, so I know what to expect this next time around. I mean, it only helps me focus more on a game plan and come back with something a little different this time. But I mean, we're still got to get in there with each other again, and I mean, we both know what we felt in there. So I mean, we're gonna do it again. So.
Is there anything about your strategy, about the way you fought, that you feel you need to change? I know you wanted to incorporate boxing. Why weren't you able to execute your game plan? Was it a case of you going away from your game plan or him forcing you out of your game plan?
Really didn't have a game plan. I just fought like I usually do. I didn't really strategically set up a way of fighting that type of style. So I fought what I know, how I know how to fight. I didn't change nothing up. I adjusted a little bit in that ring, but I wasn't on top of my game like I should have been. So, I mean, it's still going to be another fight.
My last question to you is there anything you have to do differently to win this fight, or do you just have to be more on your game?
I'll be more on my game. I'm going to fight the same way. I'll just make adjustments that are going to get me to overcome situations that I was behind in. So it just comes down to that night. We make those adjustments.
Mike and Brandon, thank you very much, and good luck next week.
Again, ladies and gentlemen, if you have any questions, please press the number 1 key on your phone. Our next question is from Daniel Olea with Zona Deportiva. Go ahead, Daniel.
Buenos días. Esta pregunta es para Brandon.
Buenos días, ¿cómo estás?
Bien. Brandon, después de ver la pelea de Timothy Bradley, ¿consideras que tú tienes más derecho a enfrentar a Juan Manuel Márquez?
Ahorita están enfocando de Mike Alvarado. Eso es el primero necesito pelear, es Mike Alvarado. Timothy Bradley, el Márquez, todo eso que espera, porque ahorita mi mente es Mike Alvarado.
Y después de esa gran pelea que dieron ustedes el año pasado, ¿vas a esperar a un Mike Alvarado diferente o la verdad no te importa solamente en confiar en la estrategia que tú y Robert tengan?
De verdad, Mike Alvarado es un peleador, demasiado peleador igual como el primer, le vas a igual, le vas a pelear igual, listo por otra vez, listo por un guerra en la centro de la ring con Mike Alvarado otra vez.
Gracias.
Our next question.
Well, hold 1 second. Can we get a translation of the question and answer that just took place?
He asked me if I find anything different with the Mike Alvarado this time. First he said, after the Timothy Bradley fight, what did I think about me fighting Marquez or Bradley? I told him, first of all, Mike Alvarado's in my mind, and only Mike Alvarado, we got to fight him first. And then he asked again, so you think Mike Alvarado's going to fight something different or he's going to fight the same way? I tell him Mike Alvarado is a fighter. He's going to come in the middle of the ring, toe-to-toe battle, so we're ready for it again, and we're going to fight the same way as we did the first time.
Thank you.
Sorry,
Alma.
Our next question is from Keith Idek with the Record. Go ahead, Keith.
You guys obviously can appreciate a good brawl. What did each of you think of the Bradley Provodnikov fight on Saturday night?
Man, honestly, go ahead, Mike. Go ahead.
I thought Bradley got a good opportunity to prove himself, to show his heart, to show that he could pull through after being hurt and knocked out on his feet, pretty much. I thought that ref was pretty fair about that. That time I was kind of disappointed when I watched it, but I mean, he pulled it off. I was happy for him.
Well, me, I was at my house watching the fight. I was almost jumping on the TV watching that fight. It was so exciting. I love that fight, man. It brought back memories, and I was like, God damn it, these guys showed the warrior spirit, and it was awesome, man. They both went at it, and like they said, Bradley came out a different game plan. He came out to prove that he's a warrior and he's a fighter, and that's exactly what happened.
It had to be nice for you guys to be on the outside watching that kind of brutality, right?
It's badass. Even from today, I still watch our match. Even 3 times a day. Wake up in the morning. After I run, After I get done running, I watch it. Before in the afternoon, if I go to the gym, I watch it. Before I go to sleep, I watch it. So it's the same shit. It's those type of fights. I'm a fan of our fights. I'm a fan of that fight right there, Bradley and Russian.
Mike, how many times have you watched the fight against Brandon since it happened?
I watched it just a few times. I mean, I remember that fight like the back of my hand, so really don't have to go over it too much. It's going to be the same kind of fight, different adjustments, and we're going to go out there and do it again.
Brandon, when you've watched it, have you been kind of amazed what you guys, I know you were part of it and everything, but are you almost stunned at what you guys were able to do from an action standpoint and how many punches you landed and took?
Hell yeah, I was very amazed. Like I said, it was like watching Arturo Gatti and Mickey Ward fight. I couldn't believe that we stood up to those big shots. We both were landing big shots on each other, and we were still going toe-to-toe battling it out in the middle of the ring. So it was a badass fight. Like I said, I'm a big fan of mine and his. So it was awesome.
Yeah.
Mike, I just have one last question for you. And watching the road to Rios Alvarado 2 the other night, when they had the camera on you, it looked like you had a couple of cuts on your cheek. I was just wondering what that was from, and has that hindered you at all in training?
No, that didn't mean nothing. It was just a little accident. I was just at a bad place, the wrong place at the wrong time, and whatever. And I was just focused on the fight. I mean, there was nothing. I'm fine. I'm ready. I was just focused on this fight coming up. So
it wasn't something that happened in sparring, right? Because it's a weird place right on your cheek there. It happened outside of the ring.
Yeah, it was outside the ring, but I'm fine. I'm just focused on this fight. There's nothing that's holding me back. There's nothing.
Okay. Thank you, guys.
Yeah, thank you.
Our next question is from Alejandro Figueroa with Fox Deportes. Go ahead, Alejandro.
Yes, thank you. Two questions, please. For Mike. Mike, why a second fight? Is a personal challenge with Brandon? What you can show on the new fighter?
Why fight him again?
Yeah.
I didn't understand.
Yeah, that's what he asked.
That's what the fans want. That's what everybody wants to do. Plus, having another rematch, gives me the opportunity to redeem myself from that first fight. It was a good fight. I like fights like that. I'm a fighter. He's a fighter. We're both good warriors. So, I mean, we want fights like that. We want to show our true warrior in us. So, I'm with you. I didn't go against that.
Okay, thank you, Mike. Brandon, por favor. ¿De qué manera, Brandon, ¿qué tal, cómo estás? Oye, ¿de qué manera te puede servir Mike en tu carrera? ¿Es un escalón más para seguir en ascenso?
¿De qué? ¿Otra vez qué? No lo escucho bien.
Ok, Brandon. ¿De qué manera Mike puede servirte en tu carrera? ¿Lo miras como un escalón más para seguir en ascenso?
Yo pienso que sí, va a ser igual otra vez, se va a hacer pelea igual. So, yo soy listo para la pelea y listo para otra vez.
¿Se verá el mismo resultado de la reciente pelea? ¿Saldrás otra vez con un triunfo por nocaut?
¿De qué? No, quiso otra vez.
¿Se dará el mismo resultado de la reciente pelea? ¿Le ganarás por nocaut?
Sí, ahorita en mi mente me siento muy bien están entrenando muy duro para esa pelea. Yo sé cómo va a ser noqueado. Yo soy listo ahí va otra vez.
Ok, Brandon. Muchas gracias y buena suerte. Thanks, Mike.
Yeah.
For the fight.
Brandon, could you give us quick translation?
Translation, he goes, hey Brandon, so how you been doing? I tell him, oh man, I'm so great, you know, just here chilling. And then he asked me, so Brandon, are you a boxer or are you a porn star? I tell him, I'm both. And that was it.
Okay. Hey, Bob, are you still there?
Oh, fuck.
Bob?
All right, Doggy.
Hello?
Hi, Bob. Yeah. A question for you, Bob. We've gone from literally within a few days from 2 standalone events between last weekend's fight and the one coming up next week into something that may have impact on everybody that could harken back to Leonard Hagler, Hearns, and Duran when they all fought each other. Do you see an impact of next week's fight that commingles with last week's and possibly even Pacquiao coming up in the fall?
Look, the fans aren't stupid. They want to see action. Mike Alvarado, Brandon Rios are action fighters. Timothy Bradley showed that he's an action fighter. Juan Manuel Marquez is an action fighter. Manny Pacquiao is an action fighter. Ruslan Provodnikov is an action fighter. They don't play around. They don't dance around. They fight. That's what the public wants to see. So we'll mix and match as we go on because they're the big fights that people want to see, and there is the way the fighters can be rewarded monetarily.
Fair enough. I know these guys have to get to the gym in a minute, so I'm going to ask one last question. Mike, you were talking about having to make some kind of changes for the rematch, and we were reading about Rudy Hernandez getting a more prominent role in your training camp. Can you talk a little about Rudy and what he adds to this training camp for you?
Rudy, you know, he's a great trainer. He came into my camp and he made a few adjustments with me, and we've been going over a few adjustments from the first fight, you know, and we're just sticking to a little game plan as far as just, you know, we're going to fight the same, just keeping my hands up. We're just moving around a little bit more. No, we're going to fight the same way. He just tightened my defense up a little bit. Camp's going well with Rudy, so I've been bringing him in. He's made some good adjustments for us.
Terrific. Thank you. Just a reminder for media coming into Vegas for Fight Week, we'll be holding a media workout on Wednesday starting probably around noontime. We'll have something on that later at the Top Rank Gym. On Thursday will be the final press conference at Mandalay Bay. And Friday, of course, will be the weigh-in in the arena, which will be at approximately 3 p.m. Pacific time. I'm going to go around the horn for final comments. Bob, I'll let you lead it off.
All right. The tickets are going extremely well. We're very, very pleased with ticket sales. There's approximately 1,500 tickets left, that's all. And they're going at about 60, 70 a day. So I'm pretty sure we'll have a sellout by fight time. One bit of advice I want to give both fighters: nobody smoke a joint. wait till after the fight's over, and then we'll all have a good talk.
I'm fucked, Bob. I'm fucked. I did that today. I'm fucked right now.
Wait till after the fight.
We're doing the press conference. I was smoking a J while we were talking. Fuck.
No grazing for you, my friend. Mike, we'll let you go next.
All right. Just excited. Just ready. I'm hyped up for this rematch. Just ready to have a good camp, and the fight's right around the corner. So I'm excited. I'm ready to put on a good show, ready to fight, ready to go to war with Brandon again and put on a great show. Thanks for having me on it.
Terrific. We look forward to seeing it. And a reminder, it will be on live on HBO at 10:15 p.m. Eastern and Pacific. All right, Mr. Rios, you get the last word here.
Oh, that was a good joke. Nah, I I'm just very excited. You know, I'm very hyped up for this fight. I can't wait to get in the ring. March 30th. Everybody out there, everybody around the world. March 30th, Las Vegas people. Everybody come out to the Mandalay Bay. It's gonna be one exciting show. Everybody's gonna be off their seat again, as the first one was. The second one's gonna be better. Mike Alvarado's preparing to get his revenge. So he's training. He's training harder. He's gonna come out harder. So we're ready, and I'm very excited. You know, it's gonna be one exciting fight again.
Well, it's going to be a tough act to follow, but if anyone can do it, it's you two. I mean, it was considered one of the greatest fights of the young century so far. Certainly, if not a consensus, one of the top two fights of the year. We look forward to seeing everybody in Las Vegas at Mandalay Bay next week. It'll be Rios Alvarado 2 on Saturday, March 30th, live on HBO. Thanks for joining us.